do you know? Hey, lips are
This
moving.
is what our
His lips are
criminal
moving.
president
He's
is
a
up
crook.
to. This right here, grifting, like he always does. Man, this is a damn shame. I don't understand how he gets away with it. And my next question is, where does the money go to allow people to pay $5 million to take the first step to citizenship, I guess, while he's busy throwing out people that have done nothing but try to serve this country and abide by the laws. Here we go. Um, it seems like, of course, Trump's administration constantly showing their incompetence all across the board. Uh, Kristi Noem, the Homeland Secretary, now she goes to Texas to try to put a spin on everything that they haven't accomplished, that they don't have in order. And of course, they're going to try to blame the Biden administration, like I've said in many of my videos, because that's their go-to play. And Kristi, which I call her crispy at times, she wants to tell Governor Abbott, while they're all sitting at the table, about the need to upgrade the technology. And President Trump is upgrading the technology as we speak and all this stuff. So my question is, well, when did y'all at your agency determine that this was needed? At what point? Was it on Inauguration Day when he was busy signing all those executive orders? Was it last week before the flood? Or was it during the time when y'all were gutting all these different agencies like FEMA and NOAA and the National Weather Service? Give us an idea of when everything was kicking in as far as the remedy for the problem that exacerbated itself on the 4th of July, and now it's instrumental in all these young children's and other people's deaths as well. Okay, so according to a former Biden official, he stated that the National Weather Service is under the NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Now, Trump proposed cutting 25% of the NOAA budget when he got in office, which is about $1.6 billion, including support labs that support the National Weather Service. Now, Trump's administration has already lost about 600 National Weather Service officials due to layoffs and retirements. And that was during the time when he allowed the civilian, Elon Musk, to come in and just wreak havoc on all of our government agencies. Right? My question now was the upgrades that Kristi Noem was referring to is where's it coming from? Who's doing the upgrades? What are the upgrades all about? Do we have any specifics? Of course not, because she's Trump's designated liar. Okay. My other question is, now, since Kristi Noem claims that because she was a governor and served in Congress for 8 years before she got the job she has now as Homeland Security, as she feels that we always want more warnings for disasters. That's why Trump is currently, again, she's talking about he's upgrading the technology that has been bad for decades. Now, I'm wondering, is any of that decade she just referred to coincide with Trump's first term in office? Was that one of the things that he was concerned with? We wonder, right? Or was he concerned about what time was his next tee on the golf course? Okay. All right. So she starts rambling at this press conference the other day. And she's all over the place about what they are trying to do to get things right the next time we have a disaster. Okay, I wonder how much progress that she's making, and these individuals and these offices that are running the Trump administration and all these different agencies. Wonder how much progress they're making towards the next disaster, and will they be ready? Okay, I got my own thoughts on that. Answer that question, but nevertheless, okay. So she said she doesn't oversee the National Weather Service. So my thought and my question is, why in the hell does she have her ass up there trying to explain what she clearly doesn't understand? If you saw the press conference, she was up there trying to make sure she didn't piss off old Governor Hot Wheels, Abbott, but he's sitting next to her, watching her with one eye, uh, and she's up there spewing out a bunch of bullshit. She says gratuitously that Texas is an amazing at how it responds to disasters. Really? Like this one? And the death toll is still going up? Okay. Many states don't do what you do, and you're an example to the nation. And you are not alone. You have the entire country's hearts are with you, and we are walking alongside you. In this case, swimming alongside them. Chrissy, no, she's just as pitiful as the head of a government agency like Homeland Security as she was as a South Dakota governor. Pitiful. And she's talking about how Texas is doing such a great job in handling disaster. Only thing they're doing right now is responding to a disaster that largely could have been averted if our government had left FEMA alone to allow them to do their damn jobs in the National Weather Service and, NOAA. They all were doing their jobs until Trump came into office. And here we are. Now, she sat there and bullshit around about FEMA being ready if called on from the governor. Basically telling Abbott that he better get busy because you got a big job on your hands, partner. And that's because, the government, and in this case, Christy Noem, she's repeatedly talked about for a long time eliminating FEMA. She stated that Trump feels FEMA has failed thousands, if not millions, of people in the past. But Christie had no problem stealing money from FEMA and from their budget to fund their concentration camp, the Alligator Alcatraz. See, that's where Trump's administration's focus is: cruelty to people, not protecting people's lives. Okay. Now, Trump has been after FEMA since Hurricane Helene, when FEMA couldn't do his job properly because Trump and his MAGA morons constantly lied about what FEMA was actually getting done, and just so he can, score some political points prior to the election. This is what this man is all about. Trump, that is. He gives a damn about the people in this country. I don't know how long it's going to take for you folks to really see what I'm talking about. And believe me, I'm not the only one talking about the atrocities that are occurring on his watch every damn day. And here's another reason why Trump wants to abolish agencies like FEMA is because he simply is lazy and he doesn't want to deal with any kind of catastrophes. He wants to go golf. He wants to sell merchandise. And he wants to shift all the government responsibilities to the states. See, just so he can criticize them, especially blue states, when they get overwhelmed. Because see, Trump doesn't want to deal with anything that's going to hinder his ability to grift. Y'all just saw that in my intro to this video with that damn Trump Gold card to allow people to pay up to $5 million so he could possibly get them in as citizens. You got to pay to play. That's what this president's all about. And he knows that at this moment, at this time, he can do damn near anything. And no one's going to question it. We've seen this president sell merchandise, market items, promote automobile industry players like Elon Musk on the White House lawn. That man doesn't, he has no floor and no ceiling to his grift. He's a hustler, a huckster, a con artist, a shyster. And he happens to be president as well. See? Now, as I asked earlier, if Kristi Noem doesn't oversee the NWS, the National Weather Service, why is she there? Shouldn't there be other people there talking about what's going on with the agency and how they respond to disasters? There's two people I know who I thought would be appropriate to be there. Dr. Louis Ussolini, I believe that's his name. He's a director of the NWS, and or Mary C. Erickson, the deputy director. And by the way, the National Weather Service falls under the umbrella of the U.S. Department of Commerce. The Department of Commerce is ran by who else? The grinning Trump hyena, Howard Lutnick. And I noticed that their leadership board has about 16 people in it. You got one black person and 2 women and 13 men. That's just for the DEI records for y'all, okay? Now, the last thing I got to say is about this debacle is that Kristi Noem, who was stuck in this position by Trump, and she readily accepted it so she can get more shine in the cameras and act like she's a powerful a broker who she's a mover and shaker, you know, on the Trump team. These are the things that Homeland Security is responsible for. Disasters, which the Trump administration is a total disaster all over the place. That's one of the things. Disasters, okay. Homeland Security Enterprise, ICE. We know she's down with ICE, big time. Human trafficking, transportation security, preventing terrorism. Let's see what else we got here. Economic security, election security. Oh, you better put a pin on that one for the future. Cybersecurity, citizenship and immigration, well, of course. Border security, no doubt. Science and technology, and resilience, what the hell that means to them. Now, all those things I just named, I'm going to ask you people this. You honestly think that Kristi Noem, and I'm going to throw Trump's brain in there with it, so it could be a combo. You think between those two, that they have enough bandwidth and intelligence and knowledge and experience to handle situations like this. We're already seeing what's happening. This is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. What we talked about when he got elected and when he started doing his thing, gutting all these different agencies. Stay tuned because there's going to be more to come. And you thinking that people dying right now, watch what's going to happen later. And we're just getting started. The carnage is going to occur. It's going to continue because we have nothing but sheer incompetence and grift and corruption that permeates through this administration. And all the while, a lot of people just sitting there just watching it go down. How about it, Congress? How about it, Senate? We ain't even got a Supreme Court anymore that's worth a damn. We just got to roll with this, folks. We got to deal with it. But we'll keep on rolling with the punches because the punches are going to be coming. And we're going to get gut punched a lot. America, the ones who voted for this, you got what you voted for. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, folks. I appreciate all of you that do. And even if you don't, I appreciate you taking a look at me. Maybe down the road you might consider sticking with me. And, you know, I'm trying to make this thing better. I'm not a pro of this. I don't get paid for this. I'm just doing it out of just the fact that I feel it's my duty. I feel a profound obligation to tell the truth and spread the word and call out some of these people that are just destroying my government, taking away my rights. Because see, when they take away one person's rights, they basically are taking away everybody's rights because you might be next. So all I got to say is let's keep it up. I'm going to keep it up if y'all stay with me. Let's make this world better. We can make America great again, but not with this buffoon that's sitting in the White House. He ain't got a clue. You know why? Because he doesn't give a damn about making America great. He just cares about lining his pockets because he's a criminal and he's been a crook almost all his natural life. So there you have it, folks. This is Ron Tucker. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Throw me some likes and throw some shares out there. Have a great day. I'm out.